Thank you for joining us. This is Pastor Cephas, and we are live today with the last day, 5 days, 5 changes. Today being the fifth day of these sessions. And today I'll be talking about talents. Talents. Everyone has a talent. You have a talent. Have you ever asked yourself the question, what is my talent? Everyone has a talent, but not every talent knows its purpose. A lot of people do not know the purpose of their talent. A lot of people have not discovered their talents. To be successful in life, you must locate what your talent is. Your talent is part of the key to your success in life. If you don't know what your talent is, you are doing yourself a lot of harm. You are doing yourself a lot of disservice. That is why it is necessary, it is imperative that you discover what your talent is on earth. But before we continue, I will ask you please to share this on your page with someone. Let someone join us. Let someone join us right now. I have a lot of things to share with you today about talent. I have a lot of things to share to you today about talent. By the time we are done today, you will understand how to discover your talent. And if you already know your talent, you'll begin to discover how to operate and use your talent. How to use your talent. So just share this with someone. Let someone join us right now. Let someone be part of this. Just share it on your page. Share it on your page. This is going to be a blessing to you today. It's going to be a blessing. It's going to be a blessing to you today. You're going to love what you are going to hear today. So just spend the time. Share it. Share it. Share it. Let someone be part of this. Share it. Share it and let someone be part of this. Share it and let someone be part of this. Let someone be part of this. Thank you all for joining. Those of you who are joining, thank you for joining. I trust that some of you have listened to the first 4 sessions, and today is the last sessions of the 5 days, 5 changes. 5 days, 5 changes that will change your life for good. And after these 5 days, believe me, something will happen in your life. You will change your life. You begin to set things into operation. What you are hearing is something to motivate you, something to provoke your attention, for you to get your life moving. Don't hear these things and sit. Hear these things and begin to operate with it, begin to work with it. That is what I'm trying to do with you. That is why I'm investing so much time into doing this with you. This is not a prayer session. Once again, as I always tell you, this is not a prayer session. So we are not going to pray. This is a knowledge session. This is an information session. This is a counseling, an advising session. I'm here to advise. I'm here to counsel. So at the end of the day, I believe that it will profit you as well in your prayer life. Because some of the things, if you are somebody who prays, these are some of the things you can pray with as well. But, my focus is not for that. My focus is to get you to the finish line of life. My focus is to get you to fulfill your vision, to fulfill your purpose in life. And I want you to do this in a godly way. I want you to do this the way that God has prescribed, because many people are not getting the information that they need in the church. As a result of that, they are going to the secular world to get this kind of information. So I decided that I'll take some of my time and I'll share these things with you from the Christian perspective and from what God teaches us. So the principles that I am imparting onto you are principles from the Bible. They are things that I have learned over the years from the scriptures, and things that I have penned into paper, and things that I have taught other people, things that I have mentored other people with, and I've lived my own life with it. So I believe that it will be a blessing to you. Spend time and share this with someone. Let somebody join us. Let someone be part of this. Let someone be part of this. Let someone be part of this. Let somebody be part of this. Just spend time. I'll start in the next 5 minutes. If you're already in and you are settled, just relax. I will start in the next 5 minutes. If you have a notebook and a pen and you can write, I want you to write something down today, because I'm about to heap onto you information. I'm about to give to you things that will help you. But some of these things will not sink immediately into your head. You will need time. You will need time before some of these things truly sink into your head. So I will advise that you get a pen or a paper, write notes for yourself, so that later on you can go back to it. You can go back to it later on as well. So do that for me. Do that for me right now. Just spend time. Just spend time. Write some notes for yourself. Write some notes for yourself. Write some notes for yourself. even as we are about to start, and invite someone to join. If this session has been a blessing to you for the past 4 days since Monday, what you want to do right now is to share it. What you want to do is to share it, because I am not doing this for the purpose of anything. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for anything at all. But I'm doing this just to help people out with things that myself I have received. The Bible said, "Freely have we received, and freely do we give." So share this with someone. Let someone be part of this. Lucas, thank you for joining us. Jaylene, thank you for joining us. Victor, thank you for joining us. Thank you guys for joining. Jillian, thank you for joining us. Evelyn, thank you for joining us. Thank you guys, those of you who are on YouTube as well. Thank you for joining us, basically. I trust that what we do today will be beneficial to a lot of people at the end of the day. Yesterday, I spoke about certain truths, about the fourth principle. Today is the fifth principle. And I'll start in 60 seconds. But yesterday I spoke about certain truths. And I know that most of these truths may be difficult for you to observe, but it is the reality of life. You have heard several times said that education is the key to success. It is true, education is good. In fact, I highly recommend that everyone receives a certain level of education. But I want to let you know that education is not the key to success. Education is not the key to success. There are a lot of people who have been to school and they are still not successful. You do not become successful automatically because you have a master's degree. I know people with 2 master's degrees. I know people with a master degree from the top Ivy League university in this country, and yet still they are not successful. Some of them are working in entry-level positions in life. Why is it that? And that is what I want to talk to you about today. Yesterday I began speaking about this issue, and today I'm going to continue today talking about this same issue, that education is not the key to success. What is the key to success? Vision. Vision is the key to success. If you know where you are going, it's how you will get there. If you don't know where you are going, no amount of education can help you get there. You have to first of all know where you are going. You need a navigation to life. You need a direction to life. Before you pay for any education, spend time and find out where you are going with your life. Before you pay for any bachelor degree, any master's degree, spend time and find out where you are going with your life. Education is meant to enhance your vision in life. Education is meant to enhance your purpose in life. Until you have discovered vision, until you have come to the reality of your purpose, no amount of education can help you. And I want you to understand that. There was a survey that was done by Rockport. Rockport is a research facility, and they did a research over a 20-year period of research. In fact, I discovered this about 5 years ago, so it's been 25 years now. But then they did a research over a 20-year period, and they discovered that if you are working a job that is not aligned with your calling in life or your purpose in life, that job will end up in stress and sicknesses. And they cited sicknesses such as high blood pressure, cold, flu, and all kinds of things. If you are doing a job that is not aligned to who you are, what your purpose is, what your vision is on earth, it will affect your health. It will affect your destiny. You can go to rockport.com and you can find out the rest of the information that I'm trying to tell you about this. But you have to understand that education is meant to enhance what you become in life. So spend time to discover. Spend time to explore yourself. Spend time to find out what you are supposed to become on earth before you go ahead to do any kind of education, bachelor's, and all kinds of things. You see, you do not go to college to find out who you are. You find out who you are before you go to college. And I know that many of you did not find out who you are before you paid for that education. So what are you to do? We'll talk about that as well, if time will permit us. But I want you to understand certain principles on earth that you must understand. That, when I was going to high school, we had a program in our high school called Career Paths. The purpose of the Career Paths was to make us know or discover what we want to be before we go to college. And so the purpose of the Career Paths program was to put us through certain destiny paths. If you wanted to be a doctor, they will find a health field, maybe in a hospital, and they will place you over there while you are in high school. If you want to be a teacher, they will find a middle school or a high school, and they will let you shadow after the teacher. They will let you teach as a substitute to the teacher so that you can gain an experience as to what the teaching role involves. If you want to be an engineer, they will find an engineering company for you and they let you work over there to see if you fit into it. All my life, I thought I wanted to be an architect. So all my life, what I did was that I began to aspire to that dream of being an architect. And what I did was that by the time I got to high school and I was in the career paths program, and I signed up for this architectural things and all kinds of stuff. So they placed me in a contracting firm. And I worked in that contracting firm for a very, very long time. I worked there as an intern. And then from an internship position, they started paying me out of it. I was making very, very good money working over there as a paid intern. In fact, it got so good that even when I was done with my high school internship over there in that contracting firm, and I went to college, the company still employed me. So, during my summer and my holidays, I will come back to the company and then I'll work for the company. And during holidays, when I'm going back to school, the company will give me bonuses in addition to my check. So the company fell in love with me and all kinds of things. But I learned certain things through that process. Through that process of the career paths, I recognized that I don't like what I was doing. I realized that architecture was not a thing for me. I realized that engineering was not the thing for me. I was working with a bunch of architects and a bunch of engineers, construction people, people from different kinds of job field. I was working with them. I had the opportunity to go to the job field. I had the opportunity to go to many places on the field, and I drew my own blueprints and all kinds of things. I was taught very well during that internship. I learned how to do CAD designs through the AutoCAD programming. I learned how to draw blueprints. I learned how to really, program a lot of things during those periods of my life. But during those periods of my life, I recognized that my aspiration to be an architect was not something that I wanted. Ever since I was 7 years of age, I wanted to be an architect. That was my vision. That was my goal. You see, my uncle growing up, I grew around my uncle who was an architect. And in fact, I loved what he was doing. So I aspired to it. I fell in love with it. And I was drawing when he was drawing. Sometimes I would take his blueprints papers and I would draw after the manner that he was drawing, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. So over the years, right from a very young age, right from grade 1, when they asked us in school, what do you want to be? While other students were saying, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a pilot, I was saying I want to be an architect. At that age, I was so sure of myself. I was very young. I was a kid. I knew exactly what I wanted in life. And I followed after it until high school. And when I got that job, that internship position in high school, in career paths, the job was good. It was paying very, very good. But I realized that it didn't sit well with me. On the computer that we draw the blueprint, all you see is a black screen with green lines on it. The green lines represents the blueprints or the plan of the building or the plan of whatever that we are doing and things like that. So that is all you see. It's just a black screen with just green lines or white lines moving all over the place. You don't see nothing else. So sometimes I'll get so bored and I'll go to the bathroom and I will sleep. The bathroom was a very nice place. It has a very long desk. And I'll go there and I will lock the bathroom door and I will sleep. Sometimes I'll be in the bathroom for 1 hour, sometimes an hour and a half. When I come back, my supervisor will ask me, where have you been? I said, oh, I had a running stomach, so I was in the bathroom for a while. And all kinds of things. The reason was because the job that I thought I loved, I did not love it. I realized it. It was boring. The check was good, but the job was boring. The job did not fit well with whatever was inside of me. It did not sit well with my system. Sometimes I'll go to my lunch break and I'll take a 2-hour lunch break. And my supervisor will approach me and ask me, he said, where did you go? And I said, oh, I took a lunch break, and I had to walk around a little bit and all kinds of stuff. and my supervisor loves me, and then she will give me a little bit of a warning, but the next day I will do it again. The reason was because of the fact that the job was just too stressful. I was not doing what I loved, even though I grew up thinking that I loved it. So you must be careful that you don't spend so much time paying for something that you will not need in the future. Right now, I am not an architect. I'm a pastor. Think about it. You don't want to pay for something that you will not become in future. You have to understand that process. I remember when I was applying for colleges, certain colleges that I applied for architecture school, one of them did give me like a 90% scholarship to cover the expenses and all kinds of. But I didn't end up going there. I went to a different college and all kinds of things. But the different college I went to did not have architecture over there. So, what they had was engineering. So I ended up doing computer engineering. So think about it. I was paying for computer engineering. I was going to school. I was studying for it. I invested my time. I invested my effort in something that I will never become. And up to today, I'm still paying for my loans. That is why it is wise to spend time before you spend money. That is why it is wise to spend time as to where your direction in life is. Where are you going with? Think about it right now. Think about it. Spend time. It is worth to spend time before you spend money. Because if you spend money on something that it is not you, you have to go back to school again and pay for a degree that you now need. And it's as simple as that. Now, I can confess to you that whatever I've learned through engineering school helped me in my life. I can confess to you that even though I did not become a computer engineer or whatever it is, and I'm now a pastor or whatever the case is, the skill that I learned, the life experience that I went through taught me something, but it also gave me a loan to pay. So you must think about what you are doing. The purpose of education is not to make you rich. Education will not make you rich. Understand that. There are a lot of educated people who are poor. There are a lot of educated people who are homeless. They are not just poor, they are homeless. They are pushing carts on the streets and all kinds of things. There are a lot of educated people who are struggling to make ends meet. I'm talking about people with PhDs, people with master's degree, people who have spent 5-8 years in colleges. They have loans to pay, and yet still they are struggling in life. So you have to understand that education is meant to enhance your vision in life. Until you discover your vision, your education will only be a stress, a burden on your life. Discover your direction in life. Discover where you are going with your life before you pay for an education. I have seen many people thought that they want to become a nurse. And then in the process of becoming, doing this nursing thing, they have to do the clinicals. Then during the clinical stages, they recognize that they don't even like blood. During the clinical stages, they recognize that they don't like even using a needle. At that point, they have invested time, they have invested effort, they have invested a lot of things into the experience. Then they realize that they don't need it. Then they have to change from nursing. Now, the nursing became a burden. They spend hours in the library trying to learn something that does not fit who they are. That should be a caution to you. That should be a warning to you. You are pushing 3 times, 4 times, 5 times harder than other people should do. I know other people who were teachers, other people, who were doing other kinds of vocations from their country, where they came from. But when they came to the US, they recognized that nursing is a quick way to make money. As a result of that, they wanted to do nursing. But they realized that the thing was not sticking into their head. They realized that it was not going well for them. Instead of retreating their steps and do what they know, they pushed it, they forced it, they pressed it. At the end of the day, you ended up with something that you did not like and you paid for it. It cost you a lot to learn that that thing was not good for you. My advice to you, my counsel to you, is to spend time before you spend money. My advice to you is to find a navigator to your life before you pay to end up somewhere that you are not supposed to be in life. Education will not make you rich. Education is not the key to success. It is the enhancement of your vision in life. Bill Gates, the second richest man in the world. A year ago, he was the richest man in the world. His wealth, 86 billion. His parents wanted him to be a doctor. He got to a place in his life and he recognized that he was failing his classes. This thing was not going well. And he made a wise decision at that young age. He was only 19 years of age. And he recognized that medicine is not for him. And he quit. Not only did he quit, he dropped out of school. He left school. I know that I'm spending a lot of time on this subject, but I need to help someone before I move on to today's topic or today's teaching with you. I need to make sure that someone understands this, someone gets what I'm trying to make you understand today. Please share this on your page with someone. If you have joined us, just share it. Let someone be part of this. Let this be a blessing to someone. Bill Gates dropped out of school and decided that being a doctor is not what he wanted because he was failing the classes. He was failing the classes that he was taking. He dropped out and he started working on computers in his mother's garage, his parents' garage. His parents recognized what he was doing. They asked him to write a proposal about it, to write his future direction, where he's going with this. He did that. His parents supported it and his parents financed it. And before we realized, Bill Gates became one of the richest men on earth. And yet still, he dropped out of college. Not everyone will succeed because of education. And the fact that you did not go to college is not why you are not succeeding on earth. I want you to understand this. The reason why you are not succeeding is not because you did not go to college. Bill Gates dropped out of school, but yet still, he succeeded at the age of 19 years of age. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, wrote a book called The Facebook Effect. And he said it only took him 5 seconds to make a decision to drop out of college. How did he do that? He discovered that where he was going in life, he did not need a college anymore. He did not need to pay for an expensive degree to get to where he was going. He discovered that the path that he's about to cut for himself does not require a college degree. So he went back into his room and he drew his programming. He had a dorm mate who used to be in college with him. He convinced the dorm mate about his vision and what he wanted to do. The dorm mate was a programmer. He understood how to program things more than Mark Zuckerberg knew. But Zuckerberg had a vision. The dorm mate did not have a vision. You see, where you are right now, you are working for people with vision. The reason why you are where you are right now is because of the fact that you have not accessed your own vision in life. So you are working for someone with a vision. You may be smarter than your boss, but your boss has a vision. It's as simple as that. You may be smarter than your boss, but your boss has a vision. That is why you are working for your boss. Your boss may be foolish. Your boss may be an idiot. Your boss may not be educated, but you are working for them because they have a vision. A vision is what controls the world. It's nothing else. It's men and women with vision. We are standing on the shoulders of people with vision. We are standing on the shoulders of people who can see far. And the reason why we can stand is because they have given us a place to stand. Develop your own vision. Access your own vision in life. Walk according to your vision in life and you will succeed. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, took his dorm mate and made him serve him. He made him design exactly what he had in his mind, the vision. And through that, he became a billionaire. And he only gave that guy only a portion of the stocks, the stakes of the company. Steve Jobs, when he discovered what he wanted to be, he dropped out of Stanford University and began to pursue his destiny in Apple. He began his computers with the Macintosh. He also had a very smart dorm mate. And he took his dorm mate, who was more technical than Steve Jobs was. Steve Jobs was not very technical, but he had a vision. His vision was what made Apple to be successful. All those Apple computers, the Apple Watch, and all those iPhones and things that you are using, it was done by a man who dropped out of college. All because he had a vision and he became a billionaire on earth. And he established one of the greatest companies on earth, the most successful tech company on earth. How did he do it? The founder of Twitter dropped out of college. The founder of the WhatsApp app that you are using dropped out of college. The founder of Oracle dropped out of college. When they discovered where they were going, they recognized that they didn't need these things anymore. The founder of Whole Foods, a billionaire, also dropped out of college. The founder of Dell, Michael Dell, also dropped out of college. The founder of WikiLeaks is also a billionaire. He also dropped out of college. These are billionaires who got to a place in their life and they recognize their vision on earth. Having a college degree is not a guarantee that you will succeed or you become rich. And you must know this and you must understand this. Sorry. Something just happened. You must understand it. Look at Uber, the car services that you have been using these days, and Uber is all over the place. The founder of Uber dropped out of college. Doesn't that put you to shame? Your excuse for not being successful is not because you don't pray enough. Your excuse for not being successful is not because of the fact that you did not go to school enough. That is not the excuse. The reason why you are not where you are supposed to be in life is because you lack vision. And where there is no vision, there is no passion. The reason why you find it hard to wake up for work every day is because you don't have passion for what you are doing. You don't have passion for it. You don't love what you are doing. You don't have passion for it. That is why you find it hard to wake up for work every day. That is why you feel like your job is stressful and all kinds of things. I want you to understand this. I want you to know this as a fact in your life, that you can be successful with what you have in life. I told you yesterday that what you have right now is all what it takes. I have met a lot of talented people who have failed miserable in life because they didn't know how to convert their talent into a blessing. I have met people who have something in their hands and they are praying and crying to God to give them something in their hands. It is a tragedy. It is a sad story. And I believe God is looking from heaven and God is looking at them like, what can I do? I have given it all to you. I have met people who are praying and saying, God bless me. And God is saying, my child, I have already blessed you. Jacob labored for 14 years crying that God bless me. And yet still he has been blessed. His father had testified to his brother who was jealous of Jacob. And his father said unto him, I have given the blessing to your younger brother, and he shall be blessed indeed. His father believed that the boy was blessed, but the boy did not know that he was blessed. He has received a blessing, but he did not know that he's blessed. There are many people praying that God bless me. Let me help you. Do not pray that prayer again. God bless me. You are already blessed. You are already blessed. And you must understand it. All you have to do is to ask God to send rain upon your blessing. Send rain upon what he has given to you. Prosper what he has given to you. You remember the Bible said that God gives us the power to make wealth. In other words, God does not give wealth, but he gives the power to manufacture wealth. That word power is defined as the ability. So God gives the ability to make wealth. He does not give wealth. He gives the ability to make wealth. And you must understand this and know this for your life, that you have the ability to succeed. Whatever you need to succeed was given to you from the very day you were born. It came with you. You were packaged with your success in life. I told you yesterday that you will not become rich because you are a Christian. No, life does not work that way. You will not become rich because you pray more than everybody else. No, life does not work that way. Those things are for certain benefits, and we can talk about that later, but that is not my subject today. I just want you to have this mindset straightened with you. The richest people on earth are not Christians, and you must know this. You must know this. The richest people on earth are not Christians. The billionaires on this earth are not, the majority of them are not Christians. And you have to understand this and know this. Life is about principles. Principles that the creator, principles that the intelligent designer of the earth had already set in motion. That anyone that follows those principles will succeed, whether they are Christians or not. It is a law. Look at the law of gravity. The law of gravity affects a Christian and it affects a non-Christian. It is a law. It is a law that is already in motion. It is a principle that is already in motion. If you jump, you will fall. That is the law of gravity. If you jump, you will come down. Whatever goes up comes down. That is the law of gravity. It affects you. You can pray in tongues and fast and say, if I jump, I will not come down. You will still come down. It is a law that governs your life, whether you are a Christian or you are not a Christian. And you must understand how these principles works in your life. You can change these principles. You must only align your life to the principles that is already set in motion. The Bible says God has lifted up his word above all his name. So the word of God is higher than the name of God itself, because the name of God is protected by the word of God. Have you ever heard a saying that a man's word is who he is? When your name is mentioned, someone can say, oh, that guy, he's a liar. How did they know that you were a liar? Because your word makes them know that your name is a liar. So the Bible said God has lifted his word above his name. So you can mention the name of God all you want. If it does not align to the word of God, the principle of God, you will fail. Because God's word is who God is. He cannot break his word for anyone. The Bible says what God has purposed, nobody can disannul it. God himself cannot change what he has said. His word is constant. The moment he changes what he says, he's a liar. He's a God of principle. When God speaks, his honor is at stake. When God speaks, his integrity is at stake. When God speaks, his truth is at stake. He refused to be a liar. That is why Samuel said, he is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Has he said it, and would he not do it? The principles of God are like that. So you have to understand that the earth is governed by the principles of God. The earth is governed by the word of God. The earth is governed by what God has said. Everything has already been set in motion before you were born. You see, when God created everything, he created everything before he created Adam and Eve. Why? He set everything in motion before he created Adam and Eve. Why? He finished the place where Adam and Eve will live before he created Adam and Eve. Why? The reason was because the moment that they were created and everything that they needed to succeed was already in motion. They only have to follow the principles of God and they will succeed. The day you were born, the day you came on this earth, you came with the package of your success. It is not now that they are going to give it to you. You came with what it takes to succeed. You came with your giftings. You came with your skill. You came with your talent. Everyone has a talent. Every individual has a talent. But not every talent knows his purpose. There are many people who are asking, what is my talent? What is my talent? There are many people who are asking, what talent do I have? They go around envying the talents of other people because they don't see their own talents. And there are many people who have a talent and they don't know what to do with it. Because even though they have a talent, they don't know what the purpose of the talent is. And they are failing in life because they don't know what to do with the talent. And today, what I want to do with you today is to make you understand these principles. Make you understand what you can do with your... So the principle number 5, let me give you that principle number 5. Favor is not only to men of talents. Favor is not only to men of skill. I translate that word as talent. Favor is not to men of talent. Just because you have a talent does not mean that you should be favored. Just because you have a talent does not mean things will come to you. Just like that. Life does not work that way. There are a lot of people who have talent and they think because of their talent they are supposed to succeed. So they are frustrated that they are not succeeding. You see, there are a lot of talented people who are homeless. There are a lot of talented people on the streets. You see, just because you are talented does not mean that you'll be favored. And you have to understand this, because I'm going to speak about these things to the depth of it. That there is something you have to do to prosper. If you don't do that thing, it doesn't matter what amount of talent you have, you will fail. You will fail. You will have people cheering you that you have talent. You will be singing in the subway, and yet still you fail on it. You will be singing in your house, and yet still you fail on it. You will be cooking for people to eat, and yet still you are failing because you don't know how to merchandise your talent. You don't know how to access your talent. You don't know how to make use of your talent. You can have a gift to sing, and yet still you are looking for a job. That is sad. I know several people, and I've met several people in the course of my short lifespan who have a gift, and yet still they have no jobs. Yet still they don't know what to do with themselves because they don't know how to access their talent. Do you know that speaking is a talent? Do you know that speaking is a talent? There is a difference between talent and a skill. There is a difference between talent and a skill. A talent is an ability to do something or to learn something with ease relative to other people. In other words, you get it quicker than other people get it. They place you on a keyboard and you learn it all by yourself. You just got it. I'm telling you. If you put me on a keyboard and you give me a teacher, that teacher will be wasting his time for 5 years before we get it. But somebody could get it quickly. You give someone a key to sing. Someone will just sing without training because they have it. And when they are trained, it is a sensation to watch. A skilled is different from a talent. A skilled is a learned talent. A skill is a learned talent. In other words, I may not have a talent to sing, but I may learn it. I may acquire it by learning it. There are a lot of people who do not have the talent to sing, but they have the skill of singing, like Beyonce. I know they will kill me if they hear this, but I want you to understand this. There are a lot of people who do not have the talent for something, but they have gained the skill for it because they learned it. And because they learned it, they have mastered it. They have mastered it so well that they can even do it better than people who have the talent for it. I know people with talents. And yes, still, I have met people with skill who are doing better than they are doing. And you have to understand this. See, Mozart playing the keyboard is a talent. That guy was a prodigy. From a very young age, they put him on the keyboard. He just put his hands on it. At the age of 6, he composed one of the biggest songs in the symphony of the world. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars. At a very young age, an adolescent. That is a talent. That is a talent. This is not a skill, it's a talent. Mozart is a talent. But you know, someone developed the skill to play the songs of Mozart. He is not talented like Mozart, but he has the skill, he has learned it, he has mastered it. So he's good at it. He could have even become better than Mozart, or he could have even made more money than Mozart could have made. The reason is because a skill, when it is mastered, can make more money than a talent. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest players of the NBA history, made a statement. He said that a talent can win a game. A talent can win a game. But it takes intelligence, skill, and teamwork to win a trophy. For you to be successful, it takes more than a talent. That is all what he's telling you. For you to be successful, it takes more than talent. It takes training. It takes effort. It takes input. Every talent must be trained. Your talent is given to you, but you must enhance your talent. You must develop your talent. You must grow your talent. There are a lot of people who have talent, but they are not growing it. See, just because you can sing does not mean that you do not have to learn to sing. That is the mistake that people are making. Just because you can cook does not mean that you should not learn how to cook. You have to grow your skill. The fact of the matter is that the talent gives you the ability to learn it quicker than other people, which is an advantage. Make use of the advantage. The talent gives you the skill. It gives you the ability to learn it quicker than other people. That is all what your talent does for you. So your talent must be enhanced. Your talent must be developed. Your talent must be trained. You cannot have a talent and think that you will not train your talent. You will fail in life. You will not get as far as you are supposed to get in life. Look at Michael Jackson. At the age of 5 years, they discovered that he has a talent. And what did they do? They started training him. They hired people, musicians, choreographers, voice trainers, and all kinds of things. Do you think that had Michael Jackson not been trained, he would have gotten where he got to in life? Do you think that had Whitney Houston not been trained, he would have gotten to where he got to, where she got to in life? Whitney was discovered as a voice, but yet still she needed a voice trainer. Understand this. Understand this. Because of the fact that if you do not garnish your talent, you will fail in life. If you do not enhance your talent, you will fail. And I know I'm saying all these things, and there are some of you who don't even know what your talent is. So you are just hearing me left and right. Just relax. I'll help you to understand what your talent is very, very soon. Just relax with me. Because you need your talent to succeed. You need your talent to succeed. But I'm just giving you these things so that you recognize that a lot of people have certain skills. I said before that speaking is a skill. There are certain people that, in fact, they have this oratorial skill. They have the skill of expression. And all kinds of. Certain people go to speech class to learn what they know. Some people know how to compose themselves when they speak to an audience. They are just good. This guy, this actor, Leonardo DiCaprio, I think that's what his name is. I can't pronounce the last name very well. DiCaprio or Caprero or DiCaprio. Now, Leonardo was the actor of Titanic. Those of you who know. And when he began acting, Steven Spielberg, the greatest director, picked him up. And there are certain things that they said about the guy. That it doesn't matter what the guy is doing. He can wake up from bed and he knows his lines. The moment you give him a line, it does not take him a long time to capture it. And the way he will dramatize his lines is beyond the way that the director even thought of in the beginning. He was known as a talent in the acting industry. Other people have to learn what he knows. But he just had it as a young man. As a young man, the moment they place him in acting, he just knew what to do. He could just come up from whatever he's doing and just throw him on the stage, and he knows what to say. He knows what to do. Look at someone like Obama. This guy has a talent in speaking. Now, I am not a great fan of Obama, but I could tell you that Obama is extremely talented. He's extremely intelligent. He's extremely bright. This guy knows what he's doing with his life. He has a talent in speaking. He can pick an issue that you don't like and make you fall in love with it. Donald Trump cannot do that. Obama has a skill. He has a talent more than a skill. He has a talent in speaking. So in fact, you can place, Obama and Clinton were the people that, according to analysts, their chief of staff and their press secretaries and their speech writers did not struggle with them. Clinton has a skill in speaking to the extent that when his speech writer writes his speech, Clinton will stay up all night and he will look at the speech and he will make his own personal changes that the next day when he goes up there to give the speech, it is completely different from what the speech writer said, and it's better than what the speech writer wrote. And it is normally very difficult for any president to give a speech better than the speech writer. But people like Clinton or Obama had the skill to do it. They could be reading from a teleprompter and you will not know that they are reading from it. Donald Trump is reading from it and you know he's reading from it. Bush is reading from it and you know he's reading from it. It tells you they don't have the talent for it. Speaking is a talent. And so some of you, you know how to lie. You just have the skill for it. You could lie anything that is not there to appear. You could convince people that blue is white and they will believe you. You have the skill for it. There is, talent. You have the talent for it. There is the negative side and there is the positive side. What is meant to be good can be used for evil. What is meant to be good can be used for bad. That skill that you are using for lying, you can use that skill for certain things that are better than that. And that is what you have to know. It means that you have the skill of a negotiator. You have the talent to negotiate between things. You have the talent to negotiate truth. And you have to understand that there are certain of you that, every time that people talk to you, they feel at rest, they feel at peace. Every time people talk to you, they feel like they are okay. It means that you do have a talent for counseling. It means that you have an initial level of wisdom. It means that wisdom has been given to you. The skill, the talent of counseling. Counseling is a talent. If you read the Bible, one of the 7 spirits of God is called the spirit of counsel. When Jesus was born, it was said that this spirit rests upon him. And the spirit of might, the spirit of wisdom, the spirit of knowledge, the spirit of righteous judgment, the spirit of counsel. So counsel is a talent. It is a gift, something that is given. And you must understand that some of you have it. You have that. People could talk to you and they feel like they are fine. People could talk to you and they feel like they can conquer the world after they come through you. You have that inside of you. Some of you have that gift of that talent of a motivator. You can be a coach. You can tap people at the back and they will feel like, man, they could box anybody out of the ring. You have that thing inside of you. But what are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? Let me help you understand certain things. And I'm going to end with you in this note. Let me give you some 10 facts about talent. And I'll end here with you. If you are writing, write this down. Maybe you want to know what your talent is. So I'm going to try and help you a little bit as much as I can. But let me give you these 10 facts and I'll help you with it. Number 1, a talent can be genetic. In other words, a talent can be passed through your DNA to you. In other words, if your mother has a certain talent or your father has a certain talent, there is a sense that you also have it. There are certain families where the mother used to run track. The daughter also ran track. The mother's mother also used to run track. It is an indication that someone in the family could have succeeded in life if they ran track. That is a talent that was given. Talents can be passed through your DNA. You didn't ask for it. You didn't get any permission to have it, but it can be passed through and be given to you. Number 2, God gives talents. God gives talents. We are told in Romans chapter 12, the verse number 6, that God gives both physical and spiritual gifts. God gives both natural and supernatural gifts. Number 3, Every human being is gifted and talented. Every human being has a talent. You must know this. You must know, because I'm going to tell you how to discover your talent. So you must know this fact, that every human being, including you, has a talent. For you to succeed, you need to discover your talent. You need to discover your talent. Number 4, we do not choose our talents. We do not choose our talents. Our talents are given to us at birth. When you were born with a talent. You did not choose it. You did not choose your talent. I told you the other time about a story. Please share this with someone. Just share it. Let someone join us. Share it on your social media. Invite somebody to be part of this. I told you the other time that when there was a story about a king who was traveling, and the story was that he gave 10 talents to one of the servants. He gave 25 talents to one servant. He gave 5 talents to another servant, and he gave 2 talents to another servant. He gave it unto them. He gave it unto them. They didn't ask him. He gave it. See, talents, you are given talents. You were born with a talent. You did not choose it. None of them chose the amount that they wanted. It was given to them. Number 5, your talent will make room for you. It is true that you can be discovered in life because of your talent. There was a homeless man who was discovered because he had a voice. There was something about his voice that was so strong. It has this bass in it, this feel good in it when you hear it. And it was on ABC News, it was on CNN, it was on NBC News, it was on ESPN. And this man was discovered through YouTube because he was using his voice on YouTube, and he was discovered. Somebody was just videotaping him, and he was discovered. And when he was discovered, it was a marvel. They brought him to Good Morning America, and they spoke to him and all kinds of things. He was being interviewed on CNN. All over the places he was being interviewed. At the end of the day, ESPN hired him to be a commentator because of his voice. You can be discovered because of your talent. Know that. I'm saying this to you because of the fact that most of you have a talent that is supposed to make you rich, but you have not accessed it yet. The man was homeless. If he knew how to use his talent, he would not have been homeless in the first place. So understand this, that most of you are begging for things that you have a talent to succeed if you use your talent. Understand that. Number 6. Talents are given according to abilities. We don't choose our talents. Our talents were given according to our abilities. I said unto you yesterday that it is not fair, but it is a just system. And you must understand that. The master who was going out gave away gifts unto his servants. One he gave 10, one he gave 5, one he gave 2. And it was said that he gave it according to their abilities. According to how they will use it, he gave it unto them. I don't have time to explain this because my time is running. If you have any questions, write down the questions. Tomorrow I'll come back at 9 p.m. And tomorrow I will not be teaching. I will just be doing a question and answer session. It's just questions and answers. If you have any questions for me, I will just answer your questions. I'm not teaching. I will just answer questions tomorrow at 9 p.m. So understand this. Your talents is given according to your abilities. Which number is that? 6. Number 7, you are accountable for your talent. You are accountable for your talent. Whatever is given to you, you are accountable for it. If you are failing, it's not because your mother did not take care of you. If you are failing in life, it's not because your father died when you were born. If you are failing in life, it's not because you were born with a deformity or you were born crippled. I have seen people with no hands, no legs, and they were driving. I saw it on Facebook, just like you. I have seen people with no hands, and they are carpenters. I don't know how they did it. but they were doing it. FDR, the president of the US, was crippled, but he was a president of a nation. There is no excuse as to why you are failing in life. You cannot blame anyone for your fail. It doesn't matter if someone got you to where you got to. It does not matter. You allowed it. It happened. Take responsibility. Get up and fight for your life. The reason why you are failing is not because of the fact that you were born in poverty. No. You are accountable for what you have. You have a talent. You have a gift inside of you. If you know how to manage it, you will succeed. There was this young girl who was born in one of the African nations. And she was adopted by American parents, brought to the US. By the time we realized, this young girl grew up to become an ice skater. She became one of the best ice skaters, and she went to the Olympics. And I was sitting there marveling and saying to myself, if this young kid was left in Africa, where in Africa was she going to skate on ice? Who would have known that she has a talent in skating? Who would have known? Where? What ice will she skate on? Listen to me. There are talents inside of people that is yet to be explored. And I'll help you before I'm done to find out how to explore and how to discover those talents. So let me run up again. Number 8, your talent is not your purpose. Your talent is not your purpose. You may have a talent to sing, but that is not your purpose on earth. You may have a talent to draw, but that is not your purpose. Your talent is not your purpose, and you must know that. But your talent will help you to fulfill your purpose. That is another day's story. I can't tell it today. Number 9, your talent does not guarantee your success. Your talent does not guarantee your success. Just because you are talented does not mean you'll be successful. The principle number 5 that we are talking about today is that favor is not to men or women of talent or skill. In other words, Solomon was saying that just because you are talented does not mean that you'll be favored to succeed. You must know this. With your talent, you must acquire skill. With your talent, you must develop it. You must do something before your talent can profit you. And I have not spoken about what that is yet, just in case you are wondering. Number 10, you can develop a talent you do not know that you have. You can develop a talent you do not know that you have. This kind of talent is called skill. It is called skill. I told you that there's a difference between a talent and a skill. A skill is a learned talent. So I may not have the talent in drawing, but I may learn how to draw. It may take time. It may take more time than someone who has the talent for it. It may take more time than someone who has the talent for it. But at the end of the day, I will also develop that ability. And I may even become better than the person who has the talent because I have learned it and that person refused to learn. And you must know that. Now, I am about to conclude on this and I want you to understand this. That the reason why most people have not succeeded is because they have not used their talents. The reason why most people have not discovered their purpose is because they have also not discovered their talent. Your talent will lead you to your purpose because your talent is like a weapon for your purpose. So if you know what your talent is, it will make you to begin to unveil what your purpose is. And that you must understand. Now, how do you discover your talent? Write these 5 things down and I'm done for today. My time is up. How do you discover your talent? Okay. Number 1, You must have a curiosity mindset. You must have a curiosity mindset. Develop the art of self-discovery. You must know yourself more than other people know you. Develop the art of self-discovery. Know yourself. Know yourself. Be interested in yourself. There are many people who are interested in other people, but they are not interested in themselves. That is why you don't know who you are. If you want to know who you are, there is something I used to teach in life skill, that give yourself a season and make that season your season of self-focus. In other words, call that season self-centeredness. There is nothing wrong with being self-centered. There is a difference between self-centered and selfish. You must have a season in your life when you are self-centered. Because if you are not self-centered, you will not know who you are. You must have the curiosity mindset about who you are. There are a lot of people who are curious about other things except themselves. Be curious about yourself if you want to know what your talent is. Number two, develop the assumption mindset. Develop what I call the assumption mindset. What that means is that assume that you have a talent, even if you don't think that you have a talent. Now, that is crazy, but I've done that several times. There was a point in my life where I assumed I can draw. So you know what I did? I went out, high school, and I bought these things for drawing, painting. I bought a set. I went to an art store and I bought a set for art. And you know, at that time, there was a guy on channel 21. What was the name of that channel? I forgot the name of that channel. PBS, channel 21. And that guy used to teach how to paint. Oh my God. So I'll sit by, watch that guy. I have my own canvas. And I believed, I assumed, I convinced myself, I persuaded myself I was a painter. And I painted. I bought everything. It didn't work out, as you can tell. But I think I want to go back to it. As a skilled, I want to develop the hobby of painting. Now, I realized I did not have the talent for it. So I went to a store again and I bought calligraphy pens. And I learned how to do calligraphy. I was just teaching myself because I assumed that I have something. I have a talent for art. I'm telling you, I grew up convincing myself of it. You see, there's a point in your life where you have to assume that you can sing. Many of you have done it. You go by your mirror and you hold your toothpaste or your toothbrush and you just assume like you are Whitney Houston or something. Or you are Celine Dion or something. You know, I mean, you just get yourself to that place. And some of you, as you do it, you began to tell yourself, oh, I'm going to do a CD. I'm going to make an album. And some of you made an album out of it. And you discovered yourself. Some of you didn't go nowhere. Just like myself. So you have to understand something. You must develop the assumption mindset. If there is something that you admire, develop the assumption mindset about it. If you admire acting, develop the assumption mindset about it. For some of you, I don't know whether it's too late to act, but there are still old people who are on TV, right? You watch every movie. There are people who are like in their 90s, people who are 70 years, people who are 60 years, and all kinds of things. Everybody is needed. So develop the assumption mindset and practice it. So my painting did not work. My calligraphy, but let me tell you, I did some calligraphic writings. I posted them on my walls and everything. And I convinced myself I was good. And I moved from calligraphy. And I convinced myself that I have computer programming skills. So I started working on computers. I would break down computers. I'll look inside computers. I'll try to fix I just thought I had this engineering ability for computers. So I broke them down and I began to work on it. I break them down and I began to work on it. And every time I break down a computer, I will label it and put the pieces aside and label them so that I can be able to bring them back together again and all kinds of things. What I did not know was that I was getting very good at it. And I was getting so good at it. And I started to increase what I was doing. I began to go online. Those days, there was no Google. There was no YouTube. There was no all these things that teach you all these kinds of stuff. So I started learning programming, C++ all by myself. I started learning the coding language and all kinds of things. PHP and all kinds of things all by myself, coding all by myself. I started learning this thing because I wanted to be a web designer. So I started learning those things and things like that. So I trained myself, learned these things, and convinced myself that I was good. And let me tell you the truth. I became good in that thing. I don't have time to spend on those telling you about it, but I became good in it. And I want you to understand that you must develop the assumption mindset. I assumed I was good in these things. And because of that, I followed after it. And I succeeded with it. The next thing, 3, how can you discover that you have a talent in something? Develop the self-awareness mindset. So number 1, develop the self-discovery mindset. Number 2, develop the assumption mindset. Number 3, develop the self-awareness mindset. Self-awareness means to be present to yourself. There are a lot of people who can see other people, but they can never see themselves. They see good in everyone else, but they cannot see good in themselves. Some people can spot giftings on other people, but they cannot spot giftings in themselves because they don't have the self-awareness mindset. They have not sit down to be aware of themselves. They are aware of their surroundings. They can gossip about everyone, but they cannot gossip about themselves. Let me help you out. Develop a gossip line about yourself. Begin to find things about yourself. Begin to find things about yourself. Develop that thing about. There are certain people, they know every scar on their body. If a new scar comes on their body, they can find it. Because they have the self-awareness for that. But they have not developed the self-awareness for soul session. You can do better than that. There are certain people where they go to the bathroom, they can look at their whole body to find out if something new has popped up. Whether a cancer cell has popped up on their body, whether something else, they could just look on and on and on. They have the self-awareness mindset about sicknesses in their body. But they have not developed the self-awareness mindset about their talent. What number is that? Number 3. So develop the self-awareness mindset about yourself. If you want to know what your talent is, do these 3 things. Number 4, add this 4th thing to it. Now, number 4 will shock you. Number 4 will surprise you because, I'm a pastor. Why should I tell you this? But I have to tell you this. Take an aptitude test. Take an aptitude or a skill or a talent test. Listen to me very, very carefully. You know when you go to apply for a job, right? They give you a long list of questions. Sometimes it is in the computer. And the question is asking you things about your life. It's asking you, it has nothing to do with the job that you are applying for. And you ask yourself, why are they asking me these questions? They want to know what your talent is. If the company you are applying for a job wants to know what your talent is, it should tell you something. And every company does it. The top 500 Fortune companies in the world, the top 500 successful companies in the world, always have you take an aptitude test for talent discovery. These things are online. Go and find out about it. Those tests online, aptitude tests or skill tests, and just do it. Because the reason why I recommend this is because this is not biased. It asks questions about you that you will not ask about yourself. It asks questions about you that you will not ask yourself. Hey, Clelem, thank you for joining me, my brother. I miss you, Dr. Anachu. I miss you, sir. Yeah. So it asks questions about you that you will not ask yourself. There is a famous aptitude test that is given by Google, Microsoft, Apple, all the Fortune 500 companies in the world. They are all using Johnson O'Connor Research Aptitude Test. So just go online, just type in Johnson O'Connor Aptitude Test. Now, if all these companies in the world are interested in discovering your talent, why aren't you interested in it? If all these companies will go through the extent of giving you a talent test, an aptitude test, to find out the giftings that you have, why won't you be interested in it yourself? Because these companies do this so that they can know how to work with you. See, when they want to promote people, they don't promote them because they were the first in their class. They promote them because they have the skill, the mindset for the job. How did they know that? They look at their aptitude test. And they know that this person can do better in this area. This person can do better in this area. This person is a talkative. If we place this person in marketing and we make them the director of marketing, they will succeed in marketing because they know how to sell things. They can sell a lie for good. So these companies know these things. That is why they make you take these exams. These tests have nothing to do with your job, but they make you take it. And some of these tests could be like 80 questions, 100 questions, and they are boring and they are long, and you wonder why you are doing it. My truth to you is that spend time on yourself. You deserve time on yourself to discover yourself. You are worth self-discovery. Discover what you have, because if other people discover what you have, they will sell you cheap on the market. People are paying you for your talent because you don't know what your talent is worth. And Google knows what your talent is worth. Microsoft knows what your talent is worth. And they are paying you below the market price for it because you don't know what it is. The guy who invented Twitter, he used to work for Google. And he left Google and he went and established his own company, which is Twitter. Now, if he had stayed in Twitter, he will not, if he had stayed in Google, he would not have been successful as he is right now. He would not have become a billionaire. He recognized that he had a talent. That is why Oracle was looking for him. That is why Google was looking for him. Spend time on yourself. Spend time on yourself. Discover yourself so that you can place your self-worth on the market at the price that you want to be sold and not at the price that the highest bidder chooses. Discover who you are. The last thing, and I'm done with you today. Number 5, get God involved. Number 5, get God involved. James chapter 1 verse 17 says, every good gift comes from the Father above. Every good gift, every talent comes from the Father above. These are the 5 ways you can discover what your talent is. And I want to end by saying this unto you. If you discover what your talent is, you will know how to sell yourself. If you discover what your talent is, you will know what you are worth. And I'm telling you this over and over again. You will know where to pray. Most of you are in poverty, not because you don't pray a lot, not because you don't fast a lot, not because you don't go to church often. These are not the reasons why you are in poverty. It's not because you are sinning. That is why you don't have a job. There is more to it than you think. There is more to it. You have everything it takes to make you great. You have everything built inside of you. It is your duty to come to the sense of self-discovery. I will leave you with this tomorrow. I know I could have gone much in details than I have done with you, and I couldn't do that. But tomorrow, 9 p.m., I'll be doing question and answer sessions. I'll just be doing questions and answers. If you have any questions about life, bring it tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'll be on YouTube Live. I'll be on Facebook Live. And we will discuss these questions. You can post your questions in the group whether it is on YouTube group, I'm in the YouTube chat, or you can post your questions in the, what do you call it, in the Facebook chat, whatever the case is. And tomorrow I will answer questions as well. So because I couldn't go in details because I don't want to keep on going with these things because of time. So tomorrow I will spend some time only to answer questions. Only to answer questions. God bless you. And thank you for joining me. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.